Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. So, I want y'all to let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop the name of your business and your brand. We got a very special episode today. We're talking divine connections with the founder and creator of the Divine Connections magazine. Man, all about media and what we need to be doing in this space. You're going to learn how she created the magazine and how you can actually be featured and get in that thing too. So do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. This is one that you cannot afford to miss. And chances are you got people on your timeline that can't afford to miss this one either. So hit that share button and let's kick it. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from MyPerfectMoneyPlan.com, home of the Generational Wealth Masterclass, where you'll literally learn how to get double-digit returns on your money, ladies and gentlemen. If you want your retirement portfolio to double every 4 to 5 years, then you, my friend, need to check out My Perfect Money Plan and the Generational Wealth Masterclass. Man, we got a wonder-filled show lined up for you today. We've got a very special guest, founder and creator of Divine Connections magazine. Deloris Williams is going to be popping in today and talking about her journey as a Black-owned media company. Super excited about that. But before we do, y'all know I got to give you a couple announcements. And really, it's just one, man. About last night, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed the self-publishing 21 days to launch self-publishing masterclass, where I went through how and why every coach, consultant, author, online entrepreneur should become a published author to explode their brand, then you missed it. But I got the replay for you for a limited time. So if you are interested in becoming a published author and you missed last night's masterclass, I want you to comment masterclass replay. That way I can send you the link so you can go check out that masterclass. And for a select few of you guys, you're going to actually get to beta test my program where I walk you through, hold your hand to writing your first or your next book. So if you missed it and you are interested at all, I want you to comment masterclass replay so that I can get you guys that replay. So you guys, normally I know that I like to start with the quote of the day, but before I get to the quote of the day, I'm actually going to bring out my guest. This young lady is a flat out ball of energy. She's a visionary creator of Divine Connections magazine. And when I tell you that all she wants to do is see other people win and make strong connections, that's exactly what she does. So let me introduce to some and present to others, Miss Deloris Williams. Good morning, sis. How are you?
Great morning. How are you?
I am wonderfully blessed this morning. Excited that you are here to talk all things Black media, what you got going on with your events and all of that good stuff. Yeah. So let's get ready to do it, man. But before we do that, Deloris, I like to kick the show off with a quote of the day. And basically what I do is I give my quote of the day. I'm always listening to something positive or motivational in the morning. Yeah. And I usually get something that sparks me, so I jot that down. So I'm going to give you my quote of the day. If you have a favorite quote, you can share that, or you can just chime in on this one. But today's quote of the day is from an unknown author, and it says, if you are comfortable today with what you were comfortable with yesterday, you are already in trouble, right? Now, I don't know who the author is. I listen to a lot of compilation motivational pieces in the morning, so I don't know who said that, but I was like, wow. So do you have a favorite quote, Deloris, or do you want to chime in on that one?
Well, I'll do both. I love the quote because you can't stay in the same place as time continues to move on. You have to grow with time and actually get ahead of time. So definitely love that. I don't know if I have a favorite quote, but I have a favorite scripture. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, because you definitely need him every day to get through everything that you need to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today, because I'll be honest, sometimes Christians flat out just tick me off because we have that scripture and we know it and we quote it and we don't live it, right? Sure. We got big dreams, we got big goals, and when it comes to that scripture, it seems like we could do all things but pursue our dreams. We could do all things but build wealth, right? We got all kind of excuses for not doing all things in that area. But nevertheless, we'll get to that. Yeah. But tell everybody real quick, man, who the heck is Deloris Williams?
Well, I'm just a young woman from Durham, North Carolina, from the Bull City. I love people. I'm a publisher. Of course, I do a magazine. I'm also an author. I love networking, and I love serving. I'm a servant of the kingdom, and I love people. And so that's what I do throughout my day, throughout my journey when I'm networking, through my journey of life. That's what I do.
Love it, love it, love it. And what was it like for you to realize that you not only had a divine connection with God, but you are also the divine connector? How did that come about when you realized that I have a knack for connecting people?
Right. So in high school and beginning of college, a lot of people would just ask me, who do you know that does this? Or do you know somebody that does that? And so for some reason, I always had an answer, or I knew how to get the answer by somebody else. And so I took that basically thought and process. If one person knows needs a resource, so at least 10 other people. And so God then gave me the platform for the magazine to help continue to put the positive word out there. There's a lot of negative media out there. And so my platform is a positive media to let people know, even though you see all this stuff on the TV and negative news and all this stuff going on, but be encouraged. God has put something on the inside of you, and there are great things in store for you. And so I use the platform just for that, because I connect with businesses, pastors, entrepreneurs, praise dance and moms, anybody that's doing something positive in the community. And I give them that space and that platform to share that message.
Oh, I absolutely love that. You are right, man. One of the things that I hate about media is they will literally harp 95% of the time on the 5% of negativity that's going on in the community.
Right.
Which makes us think that the community is 95% bad.
Right.
No, y'all just keep talking about the 5% of negative stuff all the dang on time. So You mentioned that you kind of started realizing this spark as a young girl in high school and going into college. So were you the one in college who had all the connections to all the parties and all of that stuff? You knew what everything was going on campus?
No, no, not that part. I didn't get into
Okay.
all of that. I'm about to stop by for a moment, you know.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
mine was more business and services and products and gospel connections.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So you were the plug on all things positive, right? All
Right.
things entrepreneur. If you want a connection, girl, you need to get your hair done. Well, I know somebody over here who is
Okay.
gonna whip that dude up. Oh, you're trying to get some food cooked for you because
Mhm.
you're missing your mom's home cooking meals. Well,
That's
guess
right.
what? I know somebody over in this dorm room and they get down with the microwave and the hot plate, right? Because you can have a kitchen in college, right?
That's right.
Has a microwave and a hot plate. You have to figure out
Right.
how to make it work.
Right.
Love it, love it, love it. So were you also a writer in school? Did you have a love for English and writing when you were in school?
Actually, that's a great question because I did none of the things that I'm doing right now when I was in school.
Right.
Um, I went. I can. I don't know how much time I have, but I was in college. I went to Central for a year. I went. Then I transferred to Winston State,
Mhm,
and then I was excited about that, and I did therapeutic recreation, work with adults with disability. That's what I've been doing
mhm,
for 19 years. So even in my college years, I did nothing with graphics, photography, publishing, marketing, none of that. I just
mm,
build as I grew. I started learning stuff, going to the computer, just kind of learning myself, watching others, finding, how to basically work my own system and create my own system. So at college, I did none of that. I wish I would have thought about, because sometimes when you're in college, you don't know what you want to do.
yeah.
So I know I wanted to get in and get out. I did know that. And
Right. Right.
so I did the best things that I could do as far as classes. And I'm a half tech and I love doing that. I had my client for 19 years. But on the
Mhm,
side of that, I would do, of course, my business and it grew from there. And I just learned. YouTube is a university for one. And
mhm,
then I
mhm.
just learned little things, how to put things together. And I love doing what I do. And I have a passion for it.
I love it. And talk about that real quick because sometimes we feel a way about pursuing our passions. You ultimately came to a crossroads like, I actually like doing this and I want to do more of it. What was that transition like to where you said, you know what, this is literally going to become my life's work and not just a hobby?
Right. And it was a gradual process. It always doesn't start off with everything. It's kind of like you start off small and you
Hmm.
build from there. And so that's kind of what I did. First, I started off with, I think, Lord, I think it was a 5x8 magazine, just a small one, like the networking magazine, because I saw that and I was like, oh, that's cute. And then somebody
Hmm.
was like, well, why don't you just do the 8x5x11, the full page? And I was like, okay, well, let me try that. So it was always a building and a growing to find out what it is that I want, how I wanted it, how I wanted to look, how I want the paper, to feel when it does the magazine, putting it on
Hmm.
digital as well as hard copy. And then having the systems in order to do that and getting the word out with social media, building that up with
Hmm.
Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of that. And so it was definitely a gradual process that I had to go through and I continue to build. But the number one thing that I
Hmm.
do realize that I did is build relationships. And
Yeah.
because that's number one. So they always say, people will connect with the people they trust and know, and things
Hmm.
like that. So I've always built relationships, what I'm saying? And so I'm always like, hey, how are you? What do you do? And then
Hmm.
I just
Hmm.
kind of go from there. And then I might have heard someone that says, I need a video done or I need a website done. I'm like, oh, okay. And so some of those services now I have myself, or I can extend, them to someone else. But just having
Hmm.
that network, a group of people of knowing who you are and what you do, and having the resources to do that, when people come to you, you can give that information to them and make a connection.
Yeah, I love that. And I tell people, I heard Dr. George Fraser say one time that networking is not about who you know,
Mm,
it's about who knows you
come on.
and what they know about you.
Right.
And I think some people miss that piece because sometimes, even as entrepreneurs, we try to be a little private, right? It's like nobody really knows what you do. I call it being a secret agent entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
If nobody knows what you do, then they don't know how to refer people to you
That's right.
for what you do. So it's great that you mentioned that you get to know people
That's right.
and what they do all the time, so that you kind of have that mental Rolodex. Hey, oh, I met this person who does this,
Yeah.
so I can connect you with that person and that kind of stuff. So, what about family life? Has your family always been on board with the magazine direction, or was that something that you had to just keep doing and show them that you were serious about doing this to gain their support?
Yeah, a little combination of both. My family is very supportive. At the same time, they are traditional working people, 40 hours a week, and they are,
Hmm.
and I'm that as well as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So, I got the foundation of family standards, love, and all of that, but I had that extra entrepreneur spirit. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
anything that I do, when I do the magazine or when I do the events, they always there to support me. My mom is like number one fan. What do I need to do? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll help you sell, some tickets when I get nominated for, different awards. She's on there voting, as many times
Hmm.
as she can. And then my little niece, Miss Michaela, she loves when I do videos. So if I'm in the area where she is, can I come on? Can I come on? And so I love that. And so one of my goddaughters, she had to do a project for school, and they had to, talk about somebody that I guess was influenced in the community. And she picked,
Hmm.
she's like, my godmom does a magazine, and I was like, oh, that is so
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
So
Wow.
anytime I get the opportunity, to be with them or they want to be on, when I'm doing different things, I let them be on because you got to teach them while they're young.
That's
Let
right.
them know that there's great things and gifts inside of you. Network with people, build relationships, just cover the basics. And
Hmm.
so I love that. I love that for sure. So
Awesome.
they're definitely supportive with that.
Awesome. Awesome. And, we talked a little bit about the ownership and how, there's a lot of negative media out there and you want to put a positive spin on media. But
Mhm.
overall, talk about the importance of Black owned media because there's only a couple Black owned national networks or cable networks. And we own less than half of 1% of all media.
Mhm.
And I think that's important for people to understand. Even someone like yourself starting out just in your local community, that is a media outlet. Why is it so important for us to own more media outlets?
Absolutely. For one thing is we know who we have and who we're connected with. So why
Hmm.
not take that opportunity to spread the good news? That's what I always, share with my programs. We all have good news that we want to share with others. Basically, even though we have social media, email, and all those other systems, word of mouth is the biggest marketing tool that you can
Hmm.
use. So a lot of people as through your journey that does great and positive things. And so we need to take that energy and that effort and bring together a platform, however you would like to do it, or however God gives it to you, to display great things and positive things that's going on. And, as Dr. Frazier, because I remember him, nobody's going to do this for you. You're going to have to do it
Hmm.
yourself. He says
Hmm.
that a lot. And so that's the great thing about it. It's like, staying connected with who you are and what you do and knowing the people, the things that's on the inside of you and connecting with the things that's around you, about you. And we continue just to grow and it gets bigger and bigger over time. You learn people in and out,
Hmm.
good in the
Hmm.
bad, who you want to connect with, who you don't want to connect with. Keeping your brand and your name, on a positive thing, do what you're supposed to do, keep your word, follow
Yeah.
through, do effective communication, and things like that. But it's very important for us to do it because nobody else is going to do it for us. Nobody else
Yeah.
is going to speak for us. We know how we work. We know how our culture is. We know what to do and how to say and how to communicate with our people. And so
Yeah.
that is major with connecting with the people that you know and that's in your community. And then we have the other Facebook and LinkedIn, to help continue to grow what
Hmm.
we have. But knowing that core value of one, who you are, who you're connected to,
Yeah.
and potential of how you can continue to spread the good news or do things and connect with the right people is phenomenal. So we know who we are and we need to express who we are and connect with others and continue to grow from there.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. There's nothing like, we want our stories told right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody better to do that than us.
That's right.
We know that we are so much more than the gangster or the entertainer or the abuser or the clown, and that's all they seem to show us on TV. So we have to have our own media so that we can start telling our own stories. So I'm super excited to
Yes.
hear more about that. But right now, we got to get into a segment that I call 1 Minute Motivation. This is where we play a short motivational clip, and you just kind of give me your takeaway. I'll give you a takeaway, and the audience usually comments a takeaway or two. But also, for those of you who are listening live, drop a comment and drop your questions that you may have for Deloris in the comments. So let's get to 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Why not do what you really love every day? I don't mean necessarily the things that are small, little things. I'm talking about giving yourself permission to make the difference that you want in life and do the things that are service to others as well as rewarding to you.
So we live in a world that we want to be as comfortable as we can. And we wonder why we have no growth. We wonder why when the smallest thing in our life gets difficult, we wonder why we cower and we run away. Because we are kind of living our whole life is set that way. Our whole life is set up in the path of least resistance. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to feel discomfort. So the whole time we're living our lives in a very comfortable area. There's no growth in that.
Hoo-wee.
Wow.
All right, Deloris, you are the guest. What did you hear?
So I totally agree. It's like if you stay comfortable, you're not tapping into the greater one that's on the inside of you. There's always things that's going on. I know a lot of people say, for me, girl, you ain't even scratched the surface. And I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good,
Right.
But I understand what they're trying to say. It's so much more. And you can't just be content. You have to be forever growing, forever growing. God, the world is always changing, the trends, moving, the digital world is always adding this and adding this. You always have to be on top of it, or be in front of it in order to gain that opportunity to, connect with people. And so I love that you cannot be comfortable. And a lot of times when you're moving or you're in business and even in life, sometimes you will be uncomfortable in order to grow, because you don't know what the greatest potential you have is until you continue to grow. And some things just take time. And as you learn and as you go through your journey, you will find out, what it is you have inside of you. And some things like haven't even been tapped into, but you have to continue the journey to find out, what it is inside of you that God has put on the inside of you for you to connect with others, for you to grow, for you to be the best person that you can be, for you to be, support to your family, to the environment, to the community, to the business, to the church world as well. So you cannot be comfortable. And as soon as you get comfortable, it's kind of like you settle, and you don't want to settle. You want to continue. You want to continue to grow. and be all that God has for you to be. Life is short, and it's a lot of potential that's in the graveyard that they didn't get a chance to really tap into what God has given them, whether it was a book or a service or a ministry. And so don't let that be you. God has given us the opportunity to still be here. And so whatever it is that he's connected with you with, or put on your heart, or your desire to do, to be a blessing to yourself, your family, your community, tap into that, because we only have a short period of time while we're here. And don't settle. Just keep going. And you never know what God is going to do as the time continues to progress. He's a God that kind of blows your mind. As I continue to grow in divine connections, it's awesome. I never knew that I could, I don't even like to be in front of people. I like to be in the background, but it's like, I do interviews now. I'm on the stage for the event, and I'm doing, got different opportunities to win awards. And that shows people, hey, you can do this. When I win, you win. Let's make this happen and do things and, change the world, keep it positive, because, it's just so much negative stuff. So we're here to be in that place to say, hey, you can do it. I'm doing it for an example. You have to be an example for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you give a person a role model. That's why I love when my niece and my goddaughter, they're 8 and 10, they're looking up to me. At least they know, like, hey, we can do this. So we can create this. So we might can create this game, or I can start my own business. Like, they have that in their mind now because they see somebody that's doing it, that's, close to them, that love them. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you.
I love that. Yeah. And he started out the video saying, why not do what you love every day? And it sounds like, Deloris, you have found something that you love and you are doing it every single day. Talk about the pride and the sense of fulfillment that you get in doing something that you love.
Definitely, it's a joy. And some people even that I connect with and reach out, I might, see them doing something. I'm like, oh, that is awesome. I would like to learn more about that, or connect them and find out more about what they do. And then we get on the phone and we talk and we just have a good time. A lot of people, when I do that, it's like it seems like, like we've known each other for years. And we have a bond or a connection. And it's like, man, I'm glad I met you. I'm glad that, I know that you do what you do. And I'm like, I would love for you to be on my broadcast to share your story. And it's just a great, great, great connection. And then it just continues to build. Like, for an example, I had started interviews, a while back. And then now I'm at the place where I'm already booked up into December with interviews. And I'm like, wow, at the end of December, what am I going to do? And so I'm like, I'm going to have to, I was talking to somebody last night too, have to add an extra day, you know what I'm saying? So they won't have to wait so long, because I'm already booked to December almost, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, Lord, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? And how do I need to do it? But people want to be heard, people want to be seen, people have great things to share. And so that's why I created the platform. And then it's all about determination. If we got a little time, I'll tell a little bit about the story. Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. When I went to Winston-Salem State, when I went to Central, I got a 4 scholarship. Okay. So I did what I was supposed to do, and got good grades and all of that stuff. And then when I transferred to Winston-Salem State University, I didn't have a scholarship for that because I transferred. And so I was like, okay, I'm not paying for college, and my parents are not paying for college. So I don't know where the money gonna come from, but somebody's about to pay for this college. So I went up to the guidance counselor and I was like, hey, I'm Deloris, and do you have some money for me? And he was like, no, we ain't got no money for you, because the time had ran out for finances and everything. And I said, okay, I'll be back tomorrow. And so I came back the next day. I said, you got some money for me? And, they were laughing, like, girl, we ain't got no money for you. Time, dead end and whatever. So I went up there and called every day. And they knew my voice. They knew my face. So one day he was like, well, come in, close the door, gave me money, went to the computer, gave me money every semester for college. I paid maybe $700. And that was for my whole college. Because I was determined, I'm not going to pay for this college when y'all got money. I'm gonna get my education, and y'all gonna do what you gotta do, and I'm gonna graduate with honors, and I'm gonna get on out of here. And so that's what I did. And then at the age of 27, I didn't know anything really about houses and homes. just, just living life. I stayed with my cousins for maybe, I don't know, a long time. And we paid $250 each. And then somebody was like, well, you got a good credit score. Why don't you own a house? And I'm like, I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. And so when I started looking into it, and I was like, oh, okay, because once you own a house, you get equity and all of that, and it's yours, blah, blah, blah. And so I said, okay, well, let me start looking to the first time home buyers workshop. I did that maybe twice. Then I said, okay, well, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I was working, whatever. And so I did that, got my first house built as a single person, Black woman at 27 years old, watched my house get built in 6 months. And I ain't pay all that money to all the money y'all paying for houses. I ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, it was a blessing. I'm determined. When I'm determined about something, I'm determined about it. If I say I ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it. Because I'm like, all this money out here, I didn't get into credit card debt. That's a game when y'all get into college, spend all that money and then you ain't got no job to pay all that back. You just have to be outside of that box and pay attention to what's going on in the world. Is that going to help you or is that going to hinder you? And so that's, and then of course I got into the business, with the magazine, and it continues to grow from there. So
love it.
Be determined and make it happen.
Yeah, I remember getting that first credit card at 18. I didn't even have a job. The guy said, did your mom send you money? I said, yeah. He said, well, that's income. And he got me approved for a credit card with no job. It's the weirdest thing. Real quick, guys, we got to pay some bills. So we'll cut to commercial. When we come back on the other side, Deloris got a great event that's coming up, the 11th annual. She's going to tell you all about it. So you guys make sure that you keep it locked right here. If you're looking for premium essential oils loaded with all natural healing botanicals, look no further than myoilsclub.com. These amazing facial oils will help create radiant skin while reducing wrinkles and pumping your skin better than Botox. Ciao Bellissima is a magic body oil that reduces stretch marks and scars, and it's great for new moms. Give your body that golden glow and be the belle at the beach on your next vacation. HairRx is a potent hair restoration oil that revives dead follicles and stimulates hair growth in as little as 6 weeks. Quality products from a quality brand because you deserve it. Like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at My Oils Club. Luxury organic beauty and home products for those who won't compromise on quality. Nourish, hydrate, radiate. myoilsclub.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show. We're listening to and learning from Deloris Williams of Divine Connections magazine. She's telling us all about her determination, her grit, and following her dreams and her passions and living on purpose with purpose. So you got this huge event coming up in a couple of weeks. Deloris, tell us all about it.
So my event is Divine Connection 11th Magazine event. So all of the things that I connected with throughout the years, I decided to put it all together. I love singing. I've been singing all my life. I'm an entrepreneur. And so I created Divine Connection Anniversary that happens once a year when I bring in choirs, praise dance, moms, vendors. And so that is going to be Saturday, September 11th in Hall River, North Carolina, which is right close to Burlington, off of exit 150. It's at Beyond Measure Ministries, 904 East Main Street. I'm going to have gospel groups, praise dance, moms, food trucks, fashion show, masked up, of course, and tickets are only $12. So some of the groups that's on, let me show you the flyer. This is what it looks like. Okay, awesome. So I'm have Adam Logan and MOR, Marvin Bobbitt and the Rising Sons, Real Connect and Wendy Peterson and Unity from Fayetteville, Delphine Faith and the Randys from Greensboro, Sieta, fashion designer from Raleigh, Chosen by Christ Dance Ministry from Durham, Visions of Virtue Ministries from Siler City. And then my guest is going to be the Fantastic Volunteers from Detroit, Michigan. And then my MC is going to be Miss Mary Eubanks. And then I have also Infinite Photography that's going to be there taking pictures as well. And so I'm grateful. We're going to have vendors as well. So I would love for you to come. I might have 1 or 2 vendor spots left if anybody's interested in here. And you can text 336-338-8903 for that. And I would love to connect. Again, that address is 904 East Main Street. And it's going to be 12 to 5 at Beyond Measure Ministries, and tickets only $12. You can pay at the door as well.
Gotcha. Give me that number for vendors to text.
336-338-8903.
All right. So what an amazing accomplishment. And how long have you been doing that event?
11 years.
11 years, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking about determination, grit, longevity comes when you exercise determination and grit. So we're winding things down, and I do a segment on the show called Freestyle, because I know you got bars, right? You are in the North Carolina, home of the great J. Cole, right? So really, but it's not about rapping. It's about you just giving us a reiteration of anything that we covered or something we did not cover. And you wanted to make sure that we got that out to the people. Give us about 90 seconds of a freestyle. What is it that you want people to know about Divine Connections Magazine, your event, yourself personally? Go ahead and hit us with the freestyle on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Okay, awesome. So I do interviews. If you are out there, you do a business, if you have a book, if you are a pastor, if you're a gospel artist, I would love to connect with you. The interviews are free. I'll put you on a platform, and I'll allow you to share what you do with the masses. And then I have the magazine. It comes out quarterly in print as well as online. If you want to advertise with that, half page or full page, you can do that. And you can text me that, you can use that same number and text me and let me know that you're interested. And then also we do commercials, 30-second and 60-second commercials as well, because we want the people to get your information quickly and know who you are and what you do. So those are the services that we provide. I would love to connect with you. Again, you can text 336-338-8903, and we can discuss things further from there.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the Cortez Hustle Show. I appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in. Until we talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.